Hello everyone, how you folks doing? My name is Armando. About a week ago, I attended a tribute to one of my classmates. His name is Aaron Mahi. And there was a song that was sung that inspired me to do this video because there's a story behind the song. And the title of this video is called The Story of Hawaii's Old Plantation. Okay. Now, just to give you a little bit of background on that, the current site we're in Hawaii, in Honolulu, if you know where the Neil Blaisdell Concert Hall and Arena, that whole area, prior to it being constructed and where it sits today, used to be the Ward, what was called the Ward Estate. And I remember as I was growing up, I was a little boy, and my mother, in fact, my mother and my aunties all went to see this place because it was going to be torn down. And it was a part of history, of Hawaii's history. And I do remember it. I do remember walking the entire estate and seeing the house of the old plantation. I was a young boy. I'm not sure exactly what year it was. It was probably, because I think that area, the Blaisdell, was around 62 or 63. It was constructed. I was probably about 9 or 10 years old at the time when I went there. My mother took me there. But I do remember, and I do have memories of it. And the story is very interesting. So let's begin. Now, Curtis Ward was born in Kentucky, and he arrived in Hawaii in 1853, and when whaling in the Pacific was at its peak. Okay, so that was during the whaling period. Now, Curtis worked at the Royal Custom House, which monitored commercial activity at the Honolulu Harbor for the Hawaiian Kingdom. Now, Victoria Ward, that was his future wife, was born in Nuuanu in 1846. And she was the daughter of English shipbuilder James Robinson and his wife Rebecca, a woman of Hawaiian ancestry whose chiefly lineage had roots in Ka'u, Hilo, and Honokovai, Maui. Okay, so Ward started a livery with headquarters on Queen Street and expanded into the business of transporting cargo on horse-pull wagons. And the size of Ward's workforce became just as big as the harbor's other major player, James Robinson and Company, Victoria's father. Now, when tensions began to rise between the American North and South in the late 1850s, Ward would defend his Southern heritage. As a result, Ward's home, named Dixie, was often stoned by Northern sailors. Okay. Now, Curtis and Victoria married in 1865, and for many years they made their home near Honolulu Harbor on property presently occupied by the Davies Pacific Center. Okay, so that's where they first said. That's in downtown Honolulu. 7 daughters. They had 7 daughters were born during these years: Mary Elizabeth, Kulamanu, May, Aine, Lucy, Kathleen, and Lani. Okay, my sister's name was Lani, by the way. As was common for many young married couples of English and Hawaiian ancestry during this period, the Wards socialized comfortably with Honolulu's expatriate British families, as well as with members of the various royal families. Okay? Now, this is a period of considerable turbulence in Hawaiian political affairs, and Curtis and Victoria joined with their friends in resisting the rising power of the sugar barons and firmly opposed reciprocity with the United States. And that was, if you remember, during that period, King Kalakaua, the Reciprocity Treaty, which gave exclusive rights for Pearl Harbor for the United States. In return, the sugar was tariff-free. Okay, so even in later years, Victoria Ward held through her political convictions and remained a loyal friend and supporter of Liliuokalani after the overthrow of the monarchy in 1893. Okay? Now, then the Wards bought land on what was then outskirts of Honolulu, eventually acquiring over 100 acres of land and running from Thomas Square and King Street down to the ocean. Now I remember when I was a kid going through this area, this property was all, I mean, it wasn't like it is today. There was a lot of trees. It was kind of like it was a lot of, it doesn't, nowhere near what it looks like today. 'Cause I guess they knocked down all those trees and that whole estate to make way for the exhibition hall and the arena that's standing there today. They built the old plantation in 1882, a stately southern style home on the Mauka portion of the property. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's where the concert hall is right now. It featured an artesian well, vegetable and flower gardens, a large pond stocked with fish and extensive pasturage for horses and cattle, self-sufficient as a working farm. Old Plantation was surrounded by a vast coconut grove. Okay. Now in 1882, Curtis Ward died at age 53, leaving Victoria to raise 7 daughters and manage the estate. Okay, so Honolulu, and this is, as I mentioned before, they call it the HIC. Before the Blaisdell, it was called Honolulu International Center, HIC. Later renamed the Neil Blaisdell Center. It was under construction in 1963. Okay, so at that time, that's when it was no longer the Ward Estate. The Blaisdell Center has been, ever since the Blaisdell Center has been in operation since 1964. So I guess it's about 60 years now almost in operation. And in 1994 it was remodeled and expanded. And the Blaisdell Center complex includes a multi-purpose area, exhibition hall, galleria, concert hall, meeting rooms, and parking structure. Many graduations occurred in that arena. And I graduated personally from Kamehameha Schools at the Blaisdell Arena. And I've been to many, many concerts and many, both the arena and the concert hall. Okay, now, in 2002, Chicago-based General Growth Properties, owner of Ala Moana Center, closed an agreement to buy Victoria Ward Ltd., giving it control of one of the state's largest private landowners and operator of a growing retail complex in Kaka'ako. So that's what happened. Okay, now, in 2010, General Growth spun off its development properties as the Howard Hughes Corporation and is working on plans for the creation and redevelopment of an urban master plan community in Kaka'ako. Oha and Kamehameha Schools are the land owners in Kaka'ako. Okay. Now, Old Plantation was their elegant home at the corner of King Street and Ward Avenue, present site of the Neil Blaisdell Center. The home, built in 1880, was part of the vast 100-acre Ward estate with streams, fish ponds, and a water wheel and private school. The Wards and their 7 daughters were intimate friends of Hawaiian royalty and loyal supporters of the monarchy. When the last of the reclusive Ward sisters living at Old Plantation died in 1858, the city and county of Honolulu purchased the Mauka section of the estate for more than $2 million. Okay, so that was in 1958. At that time, I was 5 years old. And then, well, anyway, that's the story of the Ward estate. Showing pictures of now a lot of. At this time I'm gonna show you I'll let you listen to the song Old Plantation. Okay, now the words of the song is by Mary Jane Montano, music by David Nape. So, and I'm going to show a picture of Mary Jane Montano and the Ward estate and let you listen to the song. It's a very interesting story, folks, and the song is a beautiful song. I hope you enjoyed this video. Mahalo for watching, and ahui ho.
Hua wale mai no ke aloha ka paia puia I ke a I ka wai hui hui ani ani Koi ave ka hui lawai Aia ai laila ka ini Ka loi o kou Old plantation, nani Ome pume hana I ke aloha I ka olu ka Poli o ke ona Aia I laila ka ini Ka loi o kou Old plantation, nani oe Kome pume hana I ke aloha I ka olu o ka Poli o ke